Welcome back to day 2 of the Feminine Empress video series. Thank you so much for all your personal messages and the sharings. It warms my heart to witness women sharing their experiences, having authentic conversations without judgment and in their true vulnerability. Now, if you have not shared anything, I am curious to hear from you. Share with me, share with us, allow us to witness you. Take up space and make yourself visible in your feminine empress archetype. I am curious to hear from you if the feminine empress archetype resonated with you or not, or if there is any sub-archetype of the feminine empress, let it be the warrior, the mother, or the lover, that you feel drawn to cultivate within you in 2020. Today and in the next few videos, I will be breaking down into these 3 sub-archetypes of the feminine empress: the warrior, the mother, and the lover. Now let's admit the fact that we are super busy women, juggling different roles, having such long to-do lists, and there are often days that we need to keep going and get things done. And the beauty of the embodiment of this feminine empress archetype is that it assists us to be out there in our outward expression in the world, along with the wisdom of our feminine. And as I said earlier, that all the 3 sub-archetypes of the feminine empress, the warrior, the mother, the lover, operates within us on a regular basis. They are intertwined in our daily lives, in our behaviors, actions, decisions. And it is up to us to identify and recognize and use its full potential to feel fully aware, awake, and alive. Today we are in the full moon window, and what a beautiful time it is to introduce you to the very first sub-archetype of the feminine empress, the warrior. Now the warrior is the one that represents your authentic expression, your sacred purpose, and your work out in the world. In this video, I will be sharing with you the light and the dark qualities of the sub-archetype, the warrior, and so that you can identify how she is showing up in your world, how you can resonate and deepen your connection with her. Towards the end of this video, I am also sharing with you a beautiful, simple mudra practice for you to cultivate more personal power, discipline, and commitment. Let me begin by asking you this question: what is your perception of the warrior woman? Really take time to identify this. What is the warrior woman according to you? I have asked this question to several women in the past, and the most common answer that I have received is that they identify the warrior woman with someone who could fight and slay in the battlefield. She is a superhero and she is right out there to get what she really needs. And to be honest, this in a way is kind of relevant and pretty much the scenario that we have been portrayed about the warrior archetype. However, the warrior sub-archetype of the feminine empress is about conquering, fighting and slaying the inner demons that we have, the battle that goes inside of us. The feminine empress invites you to embody your warrior woman, not so that you become like a walking time bomb, but so that you really become the guardian of your heart and soul's desires. So let's talk about the light qualities of this warrior sub-archetype. And here is the thing: as I share some of the light qualities, I invite you to really tune in and feel into if there is any resonance that you feel within any of these qualities that you feel attracted to, that you feel resonated to, in order to deepen, nurture, cultivate within yourself. As I said, all of these qualities exist within us, so it is up to us to water them so that they begin to blossom if they are in true alignment with our highest good. So, some of the light qualities of this warrior sub-archetype are that she is daring, adventurous, independent, and free. She is clear about her needs, wants, desires, and is able to communicate it very effectively to the people around her. She is certain about her boundaries and is willing to say no in order to remain true to herself. And she is determined to find the deeper meaning of her life, her passion, her purpose, her work in this world. And she is also the protectress of your inner girl each time you happen to be mean to her, either by your actions or your words. You know the self-talk that I'm talking about. In fact, I like to say that the word protectress really identifies very well with this sub-archetype warrior of the feminine empress. And this warrior woman comes from a place of service for the highest good of all, and not from her egoistic desires or needs. And this is the part that is oftentimes really difficult for us women when we are out there expressing in the world. Most of the time, a lot of our outer expression comes from a place of validation or the need to be seen or heard, because many times what I have noticed in my work with women, that we are only trying to fulfill that void within us. One of the very significant light qualities of this warrior sub-archetype is that she chooses courage over confidence to look deep into her fears, her doubts, her shadows, and do the inner work. And here is the key word: she chooses courage over confidence. She is not about perfection, but she is about embodying herself, her good, her bad, her beauty, her flaws, in all of her essence with courage, and this makes her essence even much more magnetic. Unlike the patriarchal portrait of the warrior woman who appears to be fearless, the warrior sub-archetype of the feminine empress is not a fearless woman but a courageous woman. So you see, this is a very beautiful invitation that we do not really have to be very loud or outspoken or dominant or controlling in order to be in our warrior archetype and fulfill our sacred work in this world. So now let's move on to some of the dark qualities of the warrior archetype. And as I said before, as I'm sharing these qualities, then tune into yourself and see, once again, if you find any resonance, if there's any calling inside of you, inside of your feminine, to deepen, to bring that dark quality into lightness. And again, with dark quality, I do not mean that we are bitches or soulless person. What I have noticed is that oftentimes we operate from our dark qualities in order to hide some of our deep vulnerability. So there is nothing wrong in it. It is simple awareness. And once you become aware of this, then you can easily navigate your way to the light. So here are some dark qualities. She is usually achievement orientated and uses control or domination in order to be seen or heard. She gets defensive very easily. It's really easy to trigger her, and she does not like to receive feedback. She also finds a hard time being assertive, being decisive, and saying no, and often never manages to finish projects to the completion. And now, one of the very significant dark quality of this warrior sub-archetype is her lack of commitment, her lack of integrity to herself. And this one was a big one for me. You see, we women are so good in being committed to our loved ones, to our family, to our job, to our friends, to our societal obligations, commitments, etc. But we hardly remain true to the words and the promises that we make to ourselves. And I was a classic example of this woman. So I am curious if you are getting an idea about this warrior sub-archetype. If you are watching this video, it is by no mistake. I do not believe in this. You are watching this video series because you are meant to receive this information so that you can contemplate on these pieces of your life, should you choose to. Sister, I believe that 2020 we women are called to deepen our personal power, to deepen our personal leadership like never before, so that we can truly fulfill our reasons to be present in these crucial times of the rising feminine consciousness. Our future generation depends on our capability of aligning into our personal power and purpose that is also in alignment with the feminine. So, sister, if you are really feeling called to nurture your warrior archetype, then I am inviting you to practice a beautiful mudra that can assist you in activating your personal power on a regular basis. Mudra is a Sanskrit word that simply means a seal or a sign. And by making different kinds of hand gestures, we are able to seal the energy within our body. You see, we really have those superwoman powers within our tips of the fingers. According to Ayurveda, the tips of our fingers contain electrical energies, and when we combine them in different gestures, it helps us to activate our self-healing capabilities. So, the mudra that I want to share with you today is called the Garuda mudra. This is the mudra that you can use to strengthen your personal power and your solar plexus chakra. In the Western yogic world, this Garuda mudra is also known as the eagle seal. Now, the Garuda is a bird that has been associated with Lord Vishnu, the Lord of preservation, and Lord Vishnu used to ride upon this bird Garuda for his travel purposes. It's quite fascinating to read about these Hindu mythic stories.
Here is how you will do the Garuda Mudra. Hold your hands in front of your solar plexus with your palms facing your chest. Now cross your left hand over the right hand and interlock the thumbs, stretching all of the other fingers out as much as you can. This mudra can also help you cultivate self-discipline, perseverance, and commitment. It invokes your inner fire, so it is also advised not to hold on to this mudra for more than 15 minutes a day, as it may make your body a bit hyper. I personally spend a few minutes during the course of my day to hold on to the various mudras in order to balance my energy based on whatever is required from me in that given moment, given hour, or given day. And you can also do this as part of your morning ritual for just 3 minutes or any time of the day wherever you feel the need to start feeling the shift in your energy. As you do this Garuda Mudra, remember to breathe. You can also visualize or meditate on your intentions of what you wish to cultivate within your warrior sub-archetype, and hold on to that intention. I also suggest to use some affirmations to cultivate your warrior sub-archetype, like I am enough, I am worthy, I am purposeful, I am courageous. After 3 minutes, you can close by bringing your hands to prayer position and offering gratitude.
So, sister, I hope that you enjoyed finding out more about the warrior sub-archetype of the feminine empress as much as I enjoyed making it for you. Now, I'm curious to hear which light quality of this warrior archetype you are called to nurture or deepen, and which dark quality of the warrior archetype that you feel resonance with, that you would like to bring to light. Also share with me your experience of the Garuda Mudra. I look forward to hearing from you, and tomorrow we will dive deep into the mother sub-archetype, and that's going to be really beautiful. I'll see you tomorrow.